Guys, Eataway here, and today I'm showing you guys how to complete the Marquee Matchup Scorer Challenge the cheapest and easiest way. As of right now, it's going to set you back around 50 to 60,000 coins on both consoles. However, it's likely to drop over the next couple of days, and it gives you 4 25k packs and a guaranteed team of the tournaments play. You've got Dybala, you've got Casemiro, Thiago, Vidal, some very good players available in the packs, and I really would recommend completing the SBC. As always, there are 4 different SBCs to complete in the Marquee Matchups: AS Monaco against PSG, RB Leipzig against Sevilla, Chelsea against Inter, and Arsenal against SL Benfica. All these SBCs have near identical requirements, so they all need at least one player from the teams required, so in this case Monaco and PSG. They need a maximum of 6 players from the same league, a minimum of 4 rare players, and at least an 80 rating and 85 chemistry overall. So what you want to do is go and obviously get one player from each of those teams, and then you want to try and use a minimum of players from the big leagues, so the Premier League, the Bundesliga, all those big leagues, as those cards are going to be used by a lot of people in the SBCs. Try and use a league like the MLS, one of the leagues in South America, maybe the Super League, the Russian League. So I've gone with half a team right here from the Super League in Turkey. It's a lot cheaper to go with those 82s, 81s, and 80 rated players than it is to go with those types of rating players from the Ligue 1, for example. It works out a lot cheaper, and that's what I would recommend you guys doing. There's not a cheapest way in terms of players, because if I tell you guys to go and get these players I'm using, everyone's going to do it. They're going to rise up in price. It's no longer going to be the cheapest way. So what I'd recommend you guys doing, try and get the cheapest cards you can from the teams required, and then try and balance out, get the rating whilst using players from obscure leagues, and try and get the right chemistry and rating for the cheapest possible price. Arsenal against Benfica has exactly the same requirements. Obviously, it requires the Arsenal and Benfica players rather than Monaco and PSG ones. All you want to do is, again, make sure that you get one player from each of those teams, get the cheapest ones you can, and then try and use some obscure players from some random leagues. So I went with David Villa as an 82 rated player, and Dos Santos to get that rating and get the chemistry, and I went with some non-rare players down here because you do only need the 4 rares. Obviously, you can use more than that, just try and get the cheapest cards you can, but you can get some non-rares very cheaply. I went with Vorm, for example, and I went with some non-rares here like Pereira, 80 rated, and a few other cards, so a very cheap and easy one to complete. What I would recommend you guys doing is trying to get just one of the players who play for the specific teams required. So for example, if you can get one Chelsea player and one Inter Milan player in this case, put them into your team and then just build a completely different team around them. So I've used Willy Caballero as my Chelsea player up front, and then I've just gone ahead and not used any other Premier League players. I've gone with a couple of non-rare cards who are Argentine, and the 80 and 79 rated. If I wanted 80 and 79 rated Premier League players, they'd be about 3 times the price, but it's a lot cheaper as I went with these players from random leagues. I wanted the random 78 rated player here just because I could for the chemistry and rating. It still works, so I just put a random player in there. I wanted the Russian League side over here. You guys don't have to use the Russian League, you can go with the Super League. Just make sure that you use some players from some obscure leagues where they're not going to be too expensive. Don't use players from big leagues. And then with the defense, there's so many high rated and cheap players in this area, and I had a load in my club. I went and used those, and obviously I've got my Inter Milan player required in the team as well. But try and just use the bare minimum of players from the big leagues, and just try and use one player from each of the teams, and then just build a completely random team around them with some obscure leagues and obscure nations with some high rated players, and you should be good. Finally, we've got RB Leipzig against Sevilla. This one here, I've gone with obviously my RB Leipzig and my Sevilla player, and then all you want to do is just try and get the rating and get the chemistry. It's as simple as that. You can go with a few players out of position because you do only need that 85 chemistry. I did actually go with quite a few players from obviously La Liga and Bundesliga. It's a 2-league hybrid here, just because I had a lot of untradables that I wanted to get rid of, just because they were in my club from doing the SBC packs we had during Team of the Season. So I put them all in here. Obviously, if you guys do want to complete this even cheaper, just go and use your one Sevilla player, one RB Leipzig player, and then just use some Super League players, maybe some MLS players, maybe some Russian League players. Try and use some high rated players from other leagues. Make sure that you use under 6 from each of those leagues, because obviously if not, it won't fulfill the requirements, and you should be good. You should be able to get all of these SBCs done very cheaply. You're looking at around 15k for each of them. You get 25k pack for each, so obviously you're going to be making profit in terms of those packs. Hopefully you can make profit with the actual items you get in rewards. So that's going to be the final SBC. We're going to submit that. It's going to get me my 4th 25k pack, and it's also going to complete the entire Marquee Matchups SBC, as you guys can see, and gets me a Team of the Tournaments player in a pack. So heading over to the store, we're going to be opening up all of the packs we get. If we can get one big player, that would be awesome. So a big flare, a walkout, anything like that would be very, very good. A special card would also be great. Right here, we get a few players. Now, it's actually not too bad. No matter what you get, you should be able to sell them on for profit. We get a couple of 81s and 80 Reds players. They will sell for a decent amount of coins right now just because people are going and buying them for these SBCs. We're going to get Zaza right here. He's 80 rated. He's another player who's actually going to sell for a decent amount of coins. We get a left wing to left forward card as well. That's going to sell for a few. But just make sure, I can't actually send that to my transfer list as my transfer list is full, but make sure that you try and sell on all the cards you're getting from these, as you never know, you can actually get a fair amount of profit back from them in a lot of cases. We haven't actually had any big pulls though so far. That's going to be Yohan Cabaye. Not the best. We do have that team of the tournaments player coming up in a minute. We actually get Dembele, 80 rated, not too bad. Centre forward to Cam, may sell something. Here we go then. 2 more packs to go. Rare gold pack. No walkout. Can it be a big player? It's actually not a big player. It's going to be Brozovic. 80 rated though, I think. 80 rated. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. 80. So he may sell. He may actually sell for a few coins. You never know. Pretty much everyone sells right now because of these SBCs. But here we go. I think these are tradable. Yes, they're tradable. You get 1 gold team of the tournaments player. Is it going to be a walkout? It's not a walkout. It could have been a Aubameyang or someone really good. Who is it going to be? It's going to be Terence Kongolo, who I packed so many times when these SBC packs were available last time. That is not the best of pulls. All of these SBC videos I do, I always get literally the worst players. Team of the season, the one that we did a couple of days ago, I got the worst team of the season player. I could have got an Estonian player from like the Polish league. We get Kongolo. Are they tradable? They're actually untradeable. They were tradable for the last marquee match or something, but there we go. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know if you do want me to do any videos on any of the other SBCs available right now, and leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here. If you do want to be entered into my FIFA 18 giveaway, all you need to do is leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. But do all those things, that'll enter you into the giveaway, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.